Okay, so it's a 2.3 Maharashtra State Board 11th Standard English. This is a poem. There is another sky. So let's start with this very nice poem. First, the name of the poet, which is written by Emily Dickinson. She was she was born in 1830 and she was died in 1886. She is an American poet of the 19th century, which means Emily Dickinson. She is from America and she is from 19th century, which means 19th century means 1800. And she lived in a lonely life. She lived a lonely life, which means alone. She lived alone. Most of her poems are motivational and philosophical. So her poems are motivational. Motivational means like motivate others. Philosophical poems are she was writing. It was to motivate. Like if we read her poems, so we will feel motivated, or we will find some philosophical. Philosophical means when each person have different perception around this world. Like I feel this world is happy from my side. Then you will feel that this world is all about technology and whatever. So philosophical, her poems are motivational plus philosophical. Philosophical means what kind of strong belief or opinion you have of a particular thing or particular event. They are unique to her era and are characteristics by simple and short lines. So these motivational poems are actually at her time period, and her poems have one feature that she writes the poems in a simple and short lines. She often used slant rhymes and unconventional capitalizations and punctuation. So Emily Dickinson is writing a poem very simple, and she is using rhyming word, capitalization, and punctuation in her poem. Her poems are the slams and hymns of life in all its shades. Her poems are also, which means her poems are so much simple, and her poems have hymns and of the lives, like which means reality. She is talking about the life of a human being through her poem. Okay, Emily Dickinson, she is from America. She lives a lonely life, and her poems are all about very simple poem, and her poems talks about the reality of the human being. Second paragraph, there is another sky, which means about this poem. There is another sky is an inspirational poem with a message of never say die. This poem is a inspiring poem, inspiring, and there is a message from this poem is pass on that never quit, never say die. It is a Petrarchan sonnet. It is a Petrarchan sonnet with an octave and sestet. Again, I'm repeating. Petrarchan is a it is a style of a poem, which means it is total 14 lines poem. It is total how many? It is 14 lines poem, which means octave is nothing but 8 lines. Sestet is nothing but 6 lines. If you will count, you will get to know that. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6. So basically, this poem is a Petrarchan sonnet, which means 8 lines, one stanza, 6 line, one stanza. 8 line stanza called as octave, 6 line stanza called as sestet. The poet is communicating to her brother through a letter. So Emily Dickinson is talking with her brother, with the help of letter. She encourages her brother not to get depressed under any circumstances and pleads to him to return home. So she is motivating her her brother because her brother is in problem. Her brother is having a depression. So she is motivating her. She is encouraging her brother to get out from the bad situation what her brother was going through and return back to the life. Life is full of challenges. One can tackle the challenges with a positive attitude. This life, this life is full of challenges, which means if you think that life is very easy, it's not easy. Every time, every day, you will going to face a challenges which is really, really tough. The poem ends on an optimistic note. So this poem is actually ends. The end of the poem is end in an optimistic note, which means motivated. The start of the poem is little bit sad, but end of the poem we will see that everything is going okay. The brighter garden stands for choices that life offers to all. So brighter garden, what we are going to read here in the poem, it actually says that life, whenever you are in trouble, the life gives you one chance to come back from your trouble. But how you are portraying yourself, how you are uh, taking or carrying yourself from situation to situation, it's totally depend on you. Let's start with this poem. There is another sky. There is another sky means that already one sky is there, another sky, which means we can understand it's an inspirational poem. And this is a letter which is written by Emily Dickinson to her brother. Why? Emily Dickinson is writing letter to her brother because her brother is in problem. Which problem? Depression he have. So she is motivating him. So sister is saying to her brother, look, there is another time. There is another option you have. There is another sky you have in your life. Don't be upset. Ever serene and fair. Like there is another sky. There is always a peace, calm, and everything is fair. Like right now, her brother is going in trouble. So sister is saying, look there is another sky is there, and in that sky there is everything is peaceful, calm, and fair. And there is another sunshine is also there. So she's saying there is another sky, there is another sunshine. Look, brother, there is another sky, another sunshine. Though it be darkness there, never mind faded forest Austin. So which means sister is saying that to her brother, you are your presently your situation is very bad. It doesn't matter, but there is another option you have. You can see there is another sky, but everything is peaceful over there. Sometime maybe the darkness will be there, which means the problem you will face. But don't mind the faded forest. Austin, never mind the silent fields. Faded forest, a forest which doesn't have leaves, which doesn't have colors. So don't focus on faded forest, Austin. Never mind silent fields. Silent fields are land which is not cultivable, which is not fertile. Here is a little forest whose leaves is evergreen. So she is giving example to her brother that never mind the faded forest. Look over here. There is one. Uh, there is a little forest is that, but every the leaves are evergreen over here. Sometimes whenever you are in problem, you always think about the problem only. You will never going to think from a positive side, which means every time whenever we are in trouble, we always feel that like we are wrong, but we are not. Yes, that is the main problem as a human being we face. Same way here, Emily Dickinson is trying to explain Austin that don't focus on the problem. Focus here. Look, she's giving various examples like don't focus on the faded forest, don't focus on the silent fields, focus on the little fields, which little forest, which plants with the flowers, leaves are evergreen. Here is a brighter garden. Austin, look here, here is a brighter garden where not a frost has been, where not a frost is nothing but in the garden, the flowers does like this garden is totally proper. There is no frost. Frost is nothing but the frozen, which means everything is okay in this garden. Everything is okay. Nothing problem is there. In its unfading flower, I hear the bright bee hum. So in its unfading flower, the poet is talking, saying to her, look here, brother, that is brighter garden is there. The flowers are unfaded over here, which means flowers are colorful here. I can hear that the insects, which means the bee is also humming, the bee is also enjoying in this garden. Look here, breathe is nothing but please, my brother, into my garden come. So she is saying that don't focus on a problem, don't focus on unfertile land, silent field, faded forest. Focus here, there's a garden. In the garden, every insects are happy. Look here and come here, come into my gardens. Which means whenever we are in trouble, we always focus on the problem. That is true. And Emily Dickinson is actually explaining her brother to come out from the situation. Okay, so this poem was very nice. In this poem, if you see, I'm just summarizing the poet. Emily Dickinson is trying to explain to her brother that don't be in trouble, don't feel sad, come out from your problems. So thank you for listening me. We will continue next poem in the next video. Thanks.